Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with One Punch Man. Last time on One Punch Man, we had the troubles of the strongest. Is that right? I think that's right. Yes, it was. Where basically, Saitama showed up and defeated not only Bakuzan, but also Goketsu, and saved Suiryu, and then we basically got a new philosophizing question. What makes the ultimate hero? Is it the one who's the strongest or the one who's the most courageous? What is that? That was the question that is posed by King, and so now Saitama must think about that. Is he truly the ultimate hero? And then Garo showed up and just got kicked to the side by Saitama, without Saitama even knowing that was Garo. So yeah. That was basically it. Like always, the reaction is down in the description for your viewing pleasure. It's also in the pinned comment for your viewing pleasure. And yeah, we should go ahead and get right into this episode of One Punch Man. Here we go. Okay. Alrighty. You know, this time last season, we had the beginning of the battle with Boros. Not necessarily Saitama versus Boros, but the whole thing of the heroes versus Boros' army. I honestly don't think anything's actually going to be resolved this season. I don't think the Monster Association or Garo are actually going to finish. I think those storylines are going to keep going into Season 3, whenever that comes out. So, yeah, this is an interesting way that we're going about this season, you know? So, we have 2 episodes left this season, but I don't think we're going to get an actual resolution to the stories for Garo and the Monster Association. So, we can hop into the notes, but this is not going to be a long discussion in the slightest. Okay, so the first thing I did write down was left alone, but I scratched that out. That was kind of interesting, just the whole, the lie, basically, that they wanted to be left alone in City Z. I do like that, the Monster Association is based out of the ruins, basically, of City Z. And I like how they show so many monsters going to City Z, and then they're just killed by Saitama because he lives there. He's the only hero in City Z, and the only person, really. Well, obviously, Genos is there too, but Genos is, not there at the moment. Genos has been out for a while. So I do kind of like that. It's just funny that it's like, okay, the Monster Association basically set up shop right next to their biggest adversary, And then Save the Boy. So they want the heroes to enter so that they can be killed. And then once the strongest are killed, they kill the rest of the heroes, which is interesting. Which we can kind of go into, the war with the heroes, which is an interesting story beat, that now it's officially a war between the hero and monster associations. So I like that. I also like how the martial artists are looking at this, and they're like, what happens if the heroes lose? And they say, if the heroes lose, we're not going to win. We're going to be killed next, And then them being the heroes have to win, right? They have to. So I like that, honestly, after so many episodes of being heroes, who cares about them? They're weak and everything. It's no. Now you are relying on heroes to do their job, This is what heroes do. They fight for the people, Even people that can defend themselves, like some of these martial artists who can fight, the heroes still fight for them. They fight for the people, So I like that. We also had Metal Knight saying we should forget the hostage and just kill, just bombard the Monster Association. Which obviously, there is some logic in that suggestion, honestly. But it's the cold, calculating thing to do. That's what, I would say, like, that's more of a almost a governmental response, or it's okay. It's not what a hero would do, which is why I fucking hate Metal Knight, and he needs to fucking die. I hate him so much because he's not a hero. He honestly. Now, okay, I would love to hear what Tornado's plan is, because she is the highest ranked hero, because Blast just doesn't fucking exist. But because she is the highest ranked hero that we know of, I would be interested in her response to it. I would imagine, though, that even Tornado, who is a cold, calculating person, I would suspect, though, that she would try to save the hostage, Like, I think even as, like, cold and sort of calculating, or, I guess maybe angry as she can be, I do think Tornado is a legitimate hero. She goes and she does her job. So, but I would also imagine her plan would be that she, by herself, would kill all of those monsters and save the hostage. I would imagine that would be Tornado's plan. Now, whether or not she could actually do that, I'm not sure. But I would imagine she would go for saving the person, being a hero, basically. And I do like. I will at least say I like the interaction between Metal Knight and Child Emperor, where, he's saying, like, look, they have a hostage. They took a little kid, and Metal's Knight, like, fuck it, we can't think like that, And Child Emperor is like, well, fuck you, you bastard, you want it your way and stuff, like. So I like that. I like kind of Child Emperor, like, being like, fucking Metal Knight, So that was interesting. Other than that, Super Alloy, was it Super Alloy Blackluster? Is that his name? He's all down for going and saving the kid, which was that was a funny scene with him. I like that. We had the loyalty. That was interesting. People, their loyalty is to Orochi, but it's more loyalty out of fear than actually being driven to him. There is a difference there. You don't want them. Well, presumably you wouldn't want them to work out of fear, to be loyal out of fear. But the Monster Association is fine for that, So it's just an interesting thing, because you see a lot of other stories where it's like, no, I don't want them to be afraid of me, because that's not going to get what we want, But the Monster Association is all about that. So yeah. Other than that, we did have Garo trying to recover, but not really getting far with that. And then facing off against, I think it was 6 heroes that were there, which was interesting. I like how, obviously the reason that they do pose a threat to him is because he was so badly beaten, both by Watchdog Man and then by Saitama. He is so badly injured that they do stand a chance. None of them are Class S. There's a couple of them that are Class B. So I like that. I like that. That's why they stand a chance, and the fact that they are a really good team. They've basically got him covered on all ends. Down to if he tries to run, they have someone who could catch up to him and beat him. And now they have 2 poison arrows in him. So he really is, like, honestly, if you told me that this is how they capture Garo, I could believe that. Now, whether or not that will actually be the end of Garo's story, I kind of doubt that. I would imagine either he faces Saitama or Genos, And we do have the intro that basically shows us him fight, shows us Garo versus Genos. But still, let's pretend we don't know that. which is entirely possible that's just for the intro, you know? It could even be that we don't really get a fight between Genos and Garo. But yeah, I don't suspect that this team of heroes is going to end the Garo storyline, but I could see them potentially capturing him, you know? And basically to where he would need to escape from them. Or, because they did also leave it on a cliffhanger, I could also see that he does narrowly defeat them, you know? So we'll have to see. But that's basically it. Pretty simple episode, all things considered, but still a good one. Not too much to talk about, but that's okay. So, yeah, that is basically it. It's probably for the best, too. You can probably tell I'm a bit low energy. It's been a long week, and there's nothing quite like ending a week on One Punch Man. So, I guess that's basically it. So, yeah. We'll have to see what's going to happen next episode with the fight with Garo. So yeah, that is basically it. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. If you want to watch more of my One Punch Man reactions, you can click on the playlist, you can subscribe if you haven't done that already, and be sure you hit that notification bell. You can support me on Patreon and follow me on social media, links below in the description. See you guys later.